Well, hello again, all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you this evening with kind of an impromptu, spur of the moment examination. And we're looking at mostly Bourbon County, but Bumpy has another nice barrel aged product that he wants to do. So we're going to call this Bourbon County examination with a bumpy twist. This is the second bumpy twist. There was one way back. I think it was like CBS or I can't remember what it was.
To be fair, you put these out like 5 minutes before.
I know. Well, you know,
it's not like you have to have it on hand.
It's fine. It's fine. This is going to be
just decided. I was texting with him and said, let's do it. It wasn't like we discussed this for a long time.
It's not like we're trying to exclude anybody. It's just like, hey, we've both got time. We're going to drink some killer beers and talk about it. So, I hear echo all of a sudden. Oh,
I'll mute mine.
Okay. So anyway, well, you can unmute yourself because we're going to go right to you and you can tell us which Bourbon County you're drinking.
Okay. You can see by the label on the top, I guess, if you can see the little clip part here where it has the label on the top. It's a 2020 Bourbon County Stout. This one was brewed on the 25th of June in 2019, right? For it to be a 2020, it would be
no. It should be 20. It actually should have the date right here when it was bottled.
It says 17 June. Oh, it's drink by the 17th of June of 25, is what I just read.
Really?
So they give you 5 years on the bottle. That's what mine says on the bottom.
Oh, you know what? That's weird. Mine has the drink by date too. It says drink by August 12th, 2022, which is beyond that, but I have a feeling it'll be just fine.
John, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm not concerned. Okay, so
this is the 2020 edition of the regular stout aged in bourbon barrel stout,
right? And
it's at 14.6%. So this would not be available in the wonderful state of Georgia where John used to live.
Which I don't care about anymore because
doesn't matter anymore.
That's right. Okay, so we got a 2020 Bourbon County 14.6. Bumpy. Well, actually, let's do the Bourbon counties first, and we'll save the twist for the last. Let's go to miscellaneous. Let's go to miscellaneous.
Something about the back of the line, Bumpy.
John's gonna go.
Anyway, so yeah, I've got Bourbon County. I've got the original blend, but this is from 2016. It's an old bottle of beer right here. It says bottled on September 5th, 16. So might actually squeaked an extra year out there. But anyways, let's get into it. Oh yeah, that's a good sound.
It's interesting how they changed the date, like how they put that, like it was bottle on, and then they changed it to Best Buy.
Right. Well, yeah, because most of the Bourbon County that I've had have the bottled on date, but this one's drink by. That's a good looking beer right there. Okay, well, go ahead and tell you.
It's going to go away quick, I can assure you.
Tell you guys what I've got first. I'll let Bumpy go first when we get to the review, but since I've got a Bourbon County as well, I'll pull mine up first. Very excited about this. Never had this variant. This is a 2020, and this is the Kentucky Fog variant, 14.1% alcohol, and it is, of course, aged in bourbon barrels, and it has it's blended with Earl Grey tea, black tea, and honey. So 14.1 would be over the Georgia limit. So I've never seen it before. And it says drink by August 12th, 2022. So, gosh, I wish it was a little fresher. It's not going to be that good. But we'll have to.
They only gave it 2 years on that bottle, huh?
That's weird. Yeah.
Maybe because it's tea, maybe.
Maybe, but I have a feeling it's going to be delightful. So, all right, time for the Bumpy twist. What are you drinking, Bumpy?
Well, first off, I have to say, hopefully they did a better job than Founders did, because Founders with their CBS, they said 3 years max. I did the 3 year thing. Oh, it wasn't as good 3 years after as it was fresh.
I can attest
Founders
to that.
CBS, drink those damn things fresh, but you can't get them fresh anymore because they don't make it until they start making them again. So, anyways,
Right,
this message went out to everybody, and it was like, "Hey, I got 5 minutes. We're gonna be drinking the Bourbon County." It's like, I don't have Bourbon County on hand. There's no way that I'm gonna go find it at a store. But what I did have, and I said, "Hey, can I bring Jack's Abbey?" I got their framing hammers, a whole bunch of them, and I chose one that I think is going to be closest to a Bourbon County Stout. This one it's their 2022 bourbon barrel aged brownie batter donut framing hammer. It's 12% ABV. It says, whenever we team up with mad donut geniuses at Union Square Donuts, we always come up with something wild. This is no exception. As we started on this collaboration, USD had just released a brownie batter donut, and the light bulb was lit. This framing hammer is inspired by their work, so go check them out. Union Square Donuts. All right, let's crack it open.
Hopefully
So
it's good. Those donut
collaboration.
beers are always risky.
They are always risky, but this one at least is bourbon barrel aged, so that makes it possibly better.
It's burnt so many times by the
big old hiss on it.
beer.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, it's ready to get out of there.
It was, yeah.
Everybody's pouring there, so I'm going to pour mine too, and then we're going to go back around to Michael and get right into these beers because we're all dying to try these things. So let me pull you up, Michael.
I'm going to need a napkin.
Here we go. And I had mine just in the refrigerator from the time we decided to do this. So it's not super cold anyway, but I don't really want it to be super cold. Because I think we get more flavor out of it if we drink it, not chilled to a certain. I think you're supposed to drink these at 50 degrees. Am I right?
45 to 50, I think. Yeah, somewhere in that range.
Okay. As the other one that Miscellaneous poured, it has like a tan, dark tan actually, head, but you could see from the top that this head is not going to be lasting. Kind of, I don't know, it has a little bit of a head though, not bad. Very dark brown. I don't think you cannot see through it. So it's dark brown, bordering on black. And I can tell just from when I pop the bottle that the bourbon is coming up as a main nose on mine. If you smelled Bourbon County before, the stouts anyway, this one is similar to the other ones I've had before. I can't remember the specifics of all the different years, but there are variations a little bit. They can change a little bit. We'll see. Since we do have 2 different years, John and mine are the same, and Miscellaneous is different. But since, John, you have a different variant, yours is going to be a little bit different than mine. Let's see what else I can get out of the nose besides the bourbon. You get the oak out of it. You get the dark fruit. Kind of like a mild tobacco kind of smell.
Very common with the Bourbon County. Yep. Sounds awesome.
Vanilla. The bourbon smell is intense though. I would, again, if you were asking me to say what at least the nose is very bourbon forward, but it's been aged for whatever, so you kind of expect that anyway. Let's see if there's anything else. A weird kind of leather kind of note. I don't know if have you ever had leather in the Bourbon Counties?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's dark roasted malt underneath, as you get in most stouts. You can smell that as well. It actually smells delightful, and I can't wait anymore. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Wow. Well, it's everything it smells is in the taste. It's really very complex. You get the bourbon. You get the oaky kind of feel from the barrel. Not really getting the leather or the tobacco in the taste. I'm getting kind of like a dark plum or fig kind of flavor of the dark fruit that I'm getting in this one. It's wonderful. You can't taste the 14.6, but I think you have to say automatically that this one is over 10. So in other words, you're not going to say the alcohol is masked in a real way, because it does have kind of a boozy kind of feel to it. But if you do like this style, the booziness is part of what you like. At least
it's a welcome addition to
in my estimation, anyway. And it has to be boozy because by barrel aging it like they do, the effect of the bourbon barrels is going to raise the ABV. So there's no way around it. It's nothing short of wonderful.
Nice.
It's a little bit thick. I would say the mouthfeel, it's definitely past the top end of medium. So it's on the scale where I guess you'd say it's almost like an intensely strong mouthfeel. Very, I don't know. It's very good. Very full-bodied as well. Let me see if I'm going to get any of the vanilla. Yeah, you're getting a little bit of combination like chocolate as well. I didn't get chocolate in the nose, but you're getting chocolate in the taste. The vanilla's there as well. It's more subdued, though. It's not as upfront. The combination is wonderful. I'll mull over it for a while and let everybody else give their thoughts.
All right. Sounds good. Pull up miscellaneous, and it is 2016. My goodness.
Yeah, I will definitely say it's definitely got a nice oily sheen on top. Appears to be maybe some minuscule particulates in there, but yeah. Other than that, tiny little ring ahead there, jet black appearance. To be honest with you, it's got a very, very slim mahogany root beer colored hue at the bottom. It's got legs for days. On the aromas, as soon as I opened it, it was a big punch of alcohol up front. Give it a little time to breathe. Not so strong on the aromas. Definitely getting a nice barrel presence, vanilla, slightly smoky aspect to it, char barrel, and well on the bottle it does say intense aromas of charred oak, vanilla, caramel, and smoke. And I did forget to say this is 13.8% earlier. Yeah, I get the smokiness, very, very mild leather type of nose. Typically, I do say tobacco, but I would say this is a little bit more on the smoky char side than tobacco, at least. It's almost like a chocolate caramel vanilla thing going. There's a dark fruit, almost kind of reminds me of almost like a stewed prune type of deal, which I kind of associate that kind of smell with tobacco. Other than that, smells perfectly fine for a pretty old beer. A little bit past its prime. The bottles now would say, but I don't think so. Let's drink it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Man, goddamn, that's smooth. So smooth.
I believe 2016 was the first year that they had these bottles too. So that like with the 2015, they had the 12-ounce bottles. You used to be able to buy them in 6-packs.
Ooh.
Those were the good old days, huh?
And miscellaneous, it's the year after their failure of all the soured ones. So it's the first pasteurized year.
It's a good year for Bourbon County.
Not bad. I will definitely say this doesn't have the really full body that I'm traditionally used to with them. I'd say it's medium full. It's a little bit on the lighter side. Definitely, like I said, silky smooth mouthfeel. Carbonation, obviously, slim to none. Per style, I guess. Nobody likes a crispy barrel aged boy. Nobody. Definitely get tiny hints of alcohol. I wouldn't say it's over the top, like punching you in the face. Woo, this is as big as it is. If I poured this for you and you didn't know what it was, I don't think you would shoot as high as it is, based on just the flavor. Char smoke, vanilla, chocolate, rich cooked sugar caramel, slight dry finish, almost. It's tannin like, almost like it's picking up a little bit of that, like that wood barrel tannin, but not overly over the top. Doesn't leave you like powdery dry Sahara Desert. Like, it's really good. Glad I stumbled upon this. And
Nice.
yeah, I'm glad John at least gave us 20 minutes of discretion so I could get some kind of chill on it. So
Yeah, I do what I can.
you're not gonna live that down. Just no regrets.
Hey,
John.
it is what it is. I have a limited window. It's like if I got somebody interested, well, I take it and run with it. All right, thank you for joining. That's an awesome. Glad you got to join with the 2016.
It's not so much like prune on the flavor. I almost get like a slight tart cherry-esque type of deal. Very, very mild and subtle, but that's pretty much the gist of it.
Okay.
2016 was a mighty fine year.
Yeah. All right, we'll let you keep sipping on it. Come back around. I guess I was going to cut Bumpy off because I'm really thirsty and it smells amazing. I want to drink it, but I'm going to hold off. We'll let Bumpy go with his Bumpy Twist, his 2022 Jack's Abbey. All right, go for it.
All right. So some of the things about the Jack's Abbey Framing Hammer is this is a Baltic porter. This is a lager. They do it the lager traditional Baltic porter. So it is going to be a thinner, crisper body, which, as you can see, the head is just lasting as this ring. Basically, it just keeps carbonating up. There's lots of carbonation that just keeps forming this head over and over and over and over and over. So that's cool. It stays. It's a very dark beer. It is kind of a khaki-colored head. There's no real color coming through, so we'll call it kind of black. I do see kind of chunks at the bottom, though. So it's not like completely opaque there. You can kind of see into it a little bit. Some aromas. There's a mild chocolate. It kind of smells like you buy those store-bought chocolate donuts that are like glazed with that white stuff, and you open up the box and you just kind of smell them, and they're they almost smell like a waxy chocolate. It's kind of a waxy chocolate type of aroma. So waxy chocolate, little bit of a bourbon nose in there. I do get this kind of presence of like the bourbon burn, a little bit of like an oaky, very, very slight oakiness. I'd say it's like a char, maybe a char 2 on the oakiness. It's almost like redwood. It's neat that I can actually pick up on the how far charred I think that the oak is. So yeah, waxy chocolate and some like char 2 barrel, a little bit of a bourbon-esque, so tight, like slight vanilla, little bit of a fruitiness. This one's probably more on the lines of like a cross between like cherry and raisin. But anyways, the aromatics aren't the best. So let's dive in. Cheers.
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 Nope. Goddamn donut beers.
It's got a burn to it. There is a very big warming to the chest. Yeah, this is as mentioned earlier for miscellaneous, you go with those donut beers, and you're always at a risk. And yeah, it's doughy. It's got a doughy breadiness to it. It's still kind of like a waxy chocolate type flavor. There is a burn to it, so I kind of get this bourbon-esque, like I just drank bourbon or whiskey type thing going. It's pretty thin on the body. Yeah, a waxy chocolate donut. Not even like a good, like real deep chocolate donut. It's like horrible chocolate donut. It almost has a candle wax type thing going. It's weird. Yeah, a piss poor job on this Framingham 2022. I would avoid it at all costs.
Bumpy, do you think that it's possibly the fact that it is a lager and not an ale? Although I've had other Framinghams that were
Framinghams are usually pretty darn good. This one is definitely a miss.
So it can happen in any beer.
Yeah.
Looking forward to John and
I have the other variants and stuff too.
I'll definitely pick it up if I see it. Yeah, but you know how I am with the Framingham stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'll score it still, but it's. I thought this would be the closest to a Bourbon County because from what I've had from a lot of Bourbon counties, the brownie batter, that like kind of rich, fudgy, brownie, chocolatey type note had in some Bourbon counties. Being bourbon barrel aged as well, I thought more of that would have come through. Yeah, this isn't anything. This doesn't even touch the lowest of lows with a Bourbon County. So,
all right. Well, that's depressing. Okay. We'll come back around and get your final thoughts and ratings. All right. I've held off. I have not had a sip yet. I've been smelling it though. And
looks like you're ready.
I am ready. So as you can see, it still has that little thin film there, that little thin head, which is pretty impressive for 14.1. The appearance is very, very dark brown, almost black. When I hold it up to the light, I can see a little bit of brown through the edges of the glass. It's an excellent looking beer. The aroma with this one is very interesting. So you get your typical Bourbon County, you get the dark fruit, you get the roasted malt, you get the bourbon. Definitely picking up on the honey, and I'm getting the tea. I don't know if I don't know if I'm specifically getting black tea and Earl Grey tea, but it has a honey tea, like when you heat up a green tea, and you put honey in it, it's got that type of aroma. A little bit of tobacco in there as well. Some dark chocolate. I mean, there's so much coming off of this. It's really, really nice. It's definitely different from the standard Bourbon County, though, with that honey and the tea in there. It smells delightful. I can't wait any longer. I gotta get into it. Cheers.
Cheers, John.
Oh, wow. Big rush of tea, black tea, immediately. And then it leads into the roasted malt. And then you get the bourbon, the dark fruit, caramel, dark chocolate, little vanilla. That tea is a lot stronger than I thought it was going to be based off of the aroma. It's the first thing that I pick up on.
Held up for 2 years, too. I mean,
yeah. The honey is definitely in there as well. It's a little bit sweeter than your typical Bourbon County.
What about the alcohol?
It's a little boozy. It's a little bit more boozy, it seems like, than the standard Bourbon County. I don't know why, because it's slightly less alcohol than your typical 14.6, 14.7. Although the 2021 was 14%, so this is stronger.
They're kind of like they go up and down sometimes.
Yeah, I think because there's more stuff in here. not watered down, but it allows more of the barrel to come through because it's maybe somewhat diluted, because of the tea in there. Yeah, it's interesting. It's amazing. I'm definitely not disappointed. It delivers on everything that they say. Subtle honey sweetness, deep dark roasted malt, the Earl Grey and black tea comes through. Yeah, this is really nice. The oak is very, very prevalent in the taste as well. It's kind of a medium to low, we'll say high, but on the low end of high with the body. It's silky smooth all the way through. The carbonation is maybe, I wouldn't say medium. It's low carbonation, but it does have a little bit of a prickly carbonation to it. It's not flat like you get with some bourbon barrel aged stuff. It has maintained a little bit of carbonation. And it's actually got alcohol legs, which I don't think I'm going to be able to really show on the camera, but it's got alcohol legs and it's got nice head for a 14-1. And as I swirl it around, you can see the head kind of regenerates a little bit as well. Oh, hello. Hello there, little baby. So yeah, this is really good. Dark fruit as well coming through, which I think I already mentioned that. More tobacco probably with the standard variant than with this one, but the tea really shines with this. I'm impressed with the tea and the honey. The honey is there, but it's not too strong to make it cloyingly sweet because there's a lot going on with this beer, and the higher alcohol with the addition of honey, you kind of worry about cloying sweetness. That's not an issue with this. Very nice. It delivers on everything that they say as far as the additives to this beer. It's great stuff. I'll keep sipping on it and come back around with the rating in a little bit. Is the baby drinking a Bourbon County with us? Or?
Well, no, but this is what happens: is
okay.
The baby sees the beer.
Baby wants the beer, but the baby can't have the beer. All right. Well, let's see really quick. We got Brandon, Craft Beer Pours in the chat. Cheers. Cheers to you. He says she's a cutie, Bumpy.
Yeah, it's a boy. It's Ezra.
It's a boy. It's a cute little boy. And we've got miscellaneous in the chat as well. All right. So, yeah, sounds like we got some pretty good beers, except for the Bumpy Twist. Doesn't sound so great, but the Bourbon Counties are on point as usual. We'll go back around and give our final thoughts and ratings on all these wonderful brews. We'll start with you, Michael. What are you thinking about your 20?
Okay, I am getting other things as it warms a little, even though I would say now it's still not warm. This is what it looks like in the glass. You notice the head now is a very thin.
Amazing though for a 14.
It's still holding the head though.
Still holds the head.
It still has a head. So it's down a little from what it was when I poured it, but it's still holding the head.
2016 though, miscellaneous. For that, I'm not surprised. But like for the 2020s, I mean, you look at the regen on that. Yeah,
that's all that tea that's in there.
It's pretty nice. In addition to what I've mentioned before, I'm also picking up now some plum and raisin, which I didn't get in my original taste. I don't know. Again, they're dark fruits and different than the ones I found before. And it is sweet, but the way Bourbon County seems to be able to handle this, it doesn't reach the cloying stage. It's almost like it's sweet, and you say, hey, this is really sweet, but it's not sweet to the point where it's cloying. It hasn't reached the... Now, if you waited till this was really warm, in other words, where it was, like room temperature, I think that sweetness might bother you. But I'm not even sure. Maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe not.
Mine, every time I've had one, like the regular ones, and when they get like warm. Well, I mean, I live in Florida. The temperature's a little different than you guys up north, but like I usually goes like umami almost. I almost get like soy saucy type of vibes.
But this one that I have is still cold, but it's not cold, if you know what I mean. It's more like, I would guess this is like 47 degrees maybe.
Okay.
It's luxurious tasting. I mean, it's just, look, we don't have to disguise our like for Bourbon County. I mean, it's
No.
like this is one of the pleasures that we all really get into. And look, whatever they're doing, just keep doing it because it's amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And I've tried other barrel aged stuff. It just doesn't get to this level from other stuff. So, are you ready for my number?
I'm ready. King of the Dots is here too. He's your new biggest fan. He says, "How can I pass up Kormarov? Never." All right.
Appreciate that. I'm going with a 98 on this 2020 straight Bourbon County. Now you could say, well, you don't give hundreds. Why didn't you give it a 99? Well, the only reason I could say that it's not a 99 is we're always looking for 99 when you're me. So it's 98, world class, top of the line, excellent stuff. And I guess now with this 5-year limit, I'm more likely to drink them fresher than let them wait. And it just seems to be a way to do it. I still have the proprietors that Brent Jordan did get for me, which is miscellaneous, the one you can only get in Chicago. So I do have one of those as well. But I want to sit on that for a special occasion. I don't want to just use that. So,
I don't blame you. I probably would drink it by now.
I do plan.
Like John, I got no self-control.
I do plan in December when these become readily available and the 2022 ones come out. I'm going to buy more than I bought last year just because it's a good idea to have extra ones just in case. And if you have not heard, they are going to be available in a limited thing in 4-packs of 12-ounce size in the Stout. Now, limited might be Chicago area only. We don't know.
I did see last year. I saw 6-packs of the big bottles. It came with 3 plain Bourbon County variants, and then it came with the other 3 distroed variants. And it actually was a pretty decent price. It was like between $86 and $94. I mean, if you piece them out singly, just the 3 variants alone, $23 to $26 a piece. I mean, and then you get 3 regular. It was a steal. I was going to get it, and I went back. They were gone poof, like a fart up and gone, like a fart in the wind.
Stuff in Florida that we never see here. They never group them here. There's a lot of it here. You can always get the regular stout, and you can usually get some of the variants here. But once they're gone, and you don't see them again. That's the end for the year. Whatever. I'm in a big area with a lot of people, so there are a lot of beer drinkers, and they do buy it up. So you have to make a move in December because by the time you get to the new year, you can't find it anymore.
I go every year on Black Friday.
It just goes away.
Not last year. I was really hungover. I went the day after.
But you get these deals, miscellaneous, which is great. Those ones you sent to John of the 3 years, I've never seen any of those combo packs. Those are great. John almost went crazy when he did his review and saw it. It was almost like you could see in his face.
I think it was like the first time he ever swore on his channel.
He was on like Nirvana level. He said, "This is."
Oh, the vertical. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Is that video still available? I think it is. That wasn't.
It's around. It's around.
Alex did away with.
Alex only affected the live streams. He doesn't have access to my personal uploaded videos.
If you look at that video again, you just look at that look on your face, and it's almost like you'd seen it. It was like
I told him, I said, "You're gonna shit yourself."
And this is it. It's great. And I've had those years that you got to taste. I've had all those years, and it's all really good. I mean, really.
Yeah. I think my favorite year for the standard was 2019. Those were really good. The 2019. As far as variants, I think my favorite is still the 2018 Northwood Stout edition, the one with the blueberry puree and the almond.
Never saw those here. We never got that here.
And a close second was the Bramble Rye, which was a blackberry raspberry, and it was aged in rye barrels versus the standard bourbon barrels. Anyway, but yeah, they're all good. I think my least favorite was probably, well, no, I don't even want to say because it's hard to.
That chocolate orange crap.
I never had that one.
That was a disappointment.
I didn't have that.
$25 for something.
That's the big one that I hear a lot of people say. They're like
Isn't that the one? Isn't that mine with the
Midnight
cherry?
Orange? That's the one you had that
That's
you gave a 96.
You've heard of Giant Space Monkey, who's my pal Doug, who comes over. He bought one of those, and we're drinking it and stuff. And we saying there's no orange in this at all. It's not citrus, it's cherry. But it's still the cherry was good. It's just that I couldn't even give it in the top level because they had to lose points just for the fact that there was no citrus in it. Now, where was the orange? There was no orange in it.
That was the one that I hear the biggest gripe about.
All they had to do was call it cherry, and I would have given it a 97 or a 98. But
I was going to say, if you were just given that stout and you knew it was a barrel-aged stout, but you didn't know what additives were in it or whatever, you probably would have rated it 97, 98.
I would have. I took points off
based on the fact that it's a delightful bourbon.
They'd have to show some citrus. Otherwise, how do you put orange on it? Doesn't make any sense.
Are you not
right?
I will not be at
just gonna
thing tonight on Fandango Friday.
6:30 Eastern.
Which hope everybody goes on and has fun.
If I'm still home, I will join. Ron wants me to scroll the bear. This is improv. I don't know if I'm going to put forth the effort. So I'll recap at the end. So we've got a 98 for Michael so far with his 2020 Bourbon County. Then we got to go back to miscellaneous with his 2016 Bourbon County.
Miscellaneous, let me tell you something. The reason for this Florida sweatshirt is my nephew, who I'm close with, went to the University of Florida at Gainesville, and my niece as well. So I have a Florida connection. And he's a big Gator fan. He follows all the sports and does the whole thing. And he's also into beer, too. So you've heard me mention my nephew.
All about the U, baby.
That's right. It's a good school now, too. That's a good reputation. And there's my little Gator on the front.
That's cool. All right. I guess closing notes on this, aroma-wise, caramel is definitely coming a lot more out front on the aroma. That dark fruit started to settle down. It's more of a chocolate, caramel, bready, slightly smoky. One more horn on it before I score.
All right, Ron, I've got the banner ready for the end, just for you.
Like I said, it's funny. Michael said it before. I've said it. There is this tart cherry note, and it's like if you've ever had like a blended creek with something very dark. You know what I mean? Sometimes they'll make some of these like Baltic porters, dark barrel-aged Baltic porters and stuff, and they'll cuvee them in the bottle with like a cherry creek. You just get just a hair of that. The chocolate vanilla caramel comes through great flavor-wise. Like I said, the dark fruit's kind of falling out a little bit. I will agree with Michael again. Definitely more raisin-esque. I think mine was more like he said plum. I'm feeling prune, maybe more of like a stewed prune. It does have a sweetness to it. I'm surprised it's held on for as long as it is, as warm as this beer is. I've got no gripes. 16, great year. That being said, I will give a quick head off. I have had some pretty good barrel aged stouts fairly recently. One I guess I would say for you guys to look out for is Prairie Artisan Ales. Look out for their Bourbon Paradise. That was a really they really brought it that time. Reminiscent of some of these products. Honestly, I think I'm right there with Michael at a 98. I don't think I can go higher than that. Some people might say it's 99 or 100. I've totally dialed back my scoring. Like if you get over 95, you're doing really, really well off. You know, I've almost like 95 is like almost at my like excellent cutoff before we start getting into like world class. I like to give myself a little more wiggle room. Like Michael says, once you hit that mark and you go high, it's kind of hard to go back, you know. So I've just kind of scaled it back a fair bit. But yeah, I would give this a 98 out of 100. I recommend it if you can still find one somewhere lurking around. Totally worth the pickup. I don't care what they say. 5 years. 5-year max, whatever. Bourbon County holds up. And I will say this. Kudos to them for not letting InBev come in there and ruin this delightful product that they give to us every year.
They do not mess with the Bourbon County line.
They said, hold up. You can control all of this, but you can't mess with this. And I got a lot of respect for that because a lot of companies don't do that. They just get steamrolled. And I'm glad they're keeping up the tradition and the quality of their products. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'll be going out later at the end of the month on Black Friday to get the new one. So
I will definitely go out as soon as, I don't know if
I'm sure there'll be a whole new slew of these examinations going on. So
that's right.
Go out there. Like Michael said, they go quick.
They do. I'm excited to see which ones I'll get this year because this is my first year not in Georgia where I can get all of the variants. There's no alcohol restrictions. So it'll be interesting to see which ones come here. And I'm hopeful because I'm still getting 2020 bottles of this.
I can still get that. I can get that. I can get that number. What is it? The number?
The number 14.
The 14. I can get the oatmeal stout. The cola's gone.
The cola's still here.
I can't find that.
As a matter of fact, I saw a cola one sitting right next to this one, but I didn't buy it because I've already had it 3 times. So otherwise, I would have.
The cola one was very interesting. I've had it, and I thought it was very good. You could detect the soda kind of, feel to it.
Right.
It was good. I can't remember. I think I did an examination with, like Alex. I think we got a couple people together.
And we did something, or maybe it was just Bumpy and I did a review of it. I can't remember, but I had it a few times. Anyway, Michael Kormaroff, you're some kind of Hollywood movie character, and you would definitely upstage Robert De Niro.
Whoever this King of the Dots character is, he's one of my favorites. I like him already.
Okay, so some good scores so far. Let's go ahead and ruin it with the Bumpy twist.
Come on, Grandpa, what's the score?
Let the baby rate it.
Yeah, the baby. You want to rate it? You want to rate it? Hold on. Let me take his bottle out of his mouth.
Yeah, we're going to take the Bourbon County scores and average them out. We're going to disregard
that. Exactly what I'm going to be looking like later.
What are we rating it, buddy? What are we going to rate this beer?
He doesn't like it. He has a bad look.
No real thoughts.
Still rooting around for that bottle, man.
You're still able to lick stuff? Stop it.
Ooh. No, he's feeling pretty good over there.
So let me look at like some other barrel aged stuff. What's that stuff that's he's gonna speak his mind on this beer. What's some other barrel aged stuff that's like, I don't know, not the greatest. The stuff there from the Dragon's Milk.
Oh, Dragon's Milk?
Dragon's Milk?
Yeah. So you think of like Dragon's Milk, okay? And it's like that's a stout. This is as thin as Dragon's Milk stout, but it's a Baltic porter, so it's like you're expecting a thinness, right? It's a lager. Barrel aging is probably just as prominent as Dragon's Milk stout as well. Dragon's Milk stout, I hate it. Like I gave that like it passed in the drinkable range.
You gave the rest of the 4-pack to me. I enjoyed
this
it.
being a lager. I'm going to go ahead and poke the baby in the face. Grab it. I'm not holding it for you. Oh, you tricked me. Hold your own bottle. Grab it. There you go. The other hand too. All right. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and give this above drinkable. I'm going to score it at a 36 out of 50, which puts it into the good category. This is probably the worst framing hammer I've had from Jack's Abbey.
So would you say...
So, Bumpy, do you recalculate the 36 a little bit higher? Because that would just be a 72.
No, it doesn't exactly. The 50-point inspection doesn't exactly equal out.
So if it's good, it's got to be at least an 80.
Yeah, so if you double up, it's kind of not even in the same.
Yeah, it doesn't quite equal out that way. Well, so like a 46 to 50. Thinking of that, like if you double up like a 46, which put it in the excellent range. So that'd be only 92. But really, like that starts off in a 95. So there's kind of like a sliding scale. So at 36, if you double that up, you're looking at what? 72. It's probably more like a 75.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, so that's not good. That's average.
That's not good.
Good to average, yeah.
So my rating for 75 would be a C plus. Is that fair, Bumpy?
Yeah, it's probably right in there because you have drinkable right below that, and then you have poor, which is like, this is gross, right underneath that. So,
I mean, C plus is something is not great.
it's in the middle range. It's in the bottom of the mid range.
Okay.
It's not that good. A wax chocolate is not something that I'm, fond of.
If I see it, I will look away.
Yeah.
I'll buy
the
it.
other variants, I don't know what they taste
I'll
like.
try it anyway.
I'm gonna try it.
That's just
Probably.
how it is. But
Yeah, I try it, but I mean, don't
try it. He'll
hopes
say
for
it's
it.
great. Bumpy's crazy.
No, I'm not crazy on this one.
We'll see. I know. I trust
No,
Bumpy's
this is-
palate. Bumpy
This
has
is
a
definitely weak.
You guys, I conflict between both of you. John's like, "Oh, it's great," and Bumpy's like, "Oh, it's not good." And then I have
Well,
it. and
John
I'm
hasn't had it
with
yet.
Bumpy.
I think John will agree with me. This is pretty damn weak.
one thing I have seen, I've been watching John's reviews.
I'd rather have the regular Framingham over this one.
John, your rating
The
system.
regular one that's not even barrel aged.
I've been watching your reviews as you've been doing them. You're definitely rating less high than you used to in the old days. There was a time when almost everything was really high, and now you're trying more things, so you get to you're getting the middle ground a little. So you say to
he's
yourself,
always drinking
I
a
can't give
tree
everything a
house.
97.
Good stuff.
I have to kind of cut back a little.
right.
Moderate. There
you go.
Yeah, some good stuff up here. It's hard to just it really makes it tough, right? In some of these beers. All right, well, I'll go ahead and give a quick rating rundown of mine. It's an amazing beer. I like the tea and the honey additives. I think that works well. It's got the great dark fruit, a little bit of tobacco, great bourbon character, the oak, the vanilla, a little caramel toffee coming through as well, and some dark chocolate. It's really outstanding. I was thinking, though, where this one falls into the, Bourbon County all-time list, and it's not up there with the Northwood Stout Edition. It's not up there with the Bramble Rye. Of course, the Wheat Wine 2018 was amazing. The Cola one I think I liked a little bit better than this. But this one, I mean, it's bordering on world class. I'm not going to give it a world class score. I'm going to give it a 97, which for me is just under world class. And I think it just comes down to personal tasting preferences because they do exactly what they say they're going to do. I mean, all the notes they mentioned on the bottle, the black tea, the Earl Grey tea, the honey, that lemon note that you get, everything is there. It's exactly what they set out to do with this beer, I think. It's a little bit more boozy, I think, too, than some of the other Bourbon County, and I think that's just because it's a little bit diluted with the tea. So the booziness kind of comes through a little bit more versus if you had more of a roasted malt and the dark chocolate and dark fruit notes from the base. I feel like those are kind of watered down a little bit with the tea notes, which kind of stand out a little bit more, but in the process, it makes it feel a little bit more boozy. Anyway, it's an excellent beer, bordering on world class, 97 out of 100. There you go, Ron. There's our scores. I would highly recommend it. I won't buy this one again, though. I bought the one, but I mean, $25.95. It's probably the most expensive Bourbon County that I've purchased to date. Even the Cola one is like $23.99. $22.99. So I don't know why this one is so much more. It could have been the location that I bought it at. They were wise to the 2020. Oh, people will buy the aged Bourbon County. And they only had like 3 bottles on the shelf. So I jumped at the opportunity because I know I'm probably not going to see it again. So it's an excellent product. And if you're a fan of Bourbon County, you got to try it, right?
I don't think I paid too much. I think I paid under $20 for that 2006.
I know, yeah. And I think even Alex, he had this version. I think he paid $18.99 for his bottle. It's just an area thing. Massachusetts they'll rob you blind.
That year it was They had the base, then they had the Caramella, which was the next cheapest, and then I think that one was the next tier up on the price.
Cheers, drunk one. Yes, it is indeed 4:20 Central Time.
Because that one didn't come out last year. That's 2 years ago. So 2 years ago they had the original, the Caramella, the number 14, and that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's a delightful beer. No complaints from me. Let's see. We've given our ratings. We got those going on the bottom. We'll go ahead and give any quick shout outs or anything if you guys want to do that real quick, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up the live portion of the show. Michael?
I will go first. Bumpy, you definitely can get this if it's available. Miscellaneous, maybe not so much. You want to give me the shot? This is from Clown Shoes, and it's their 12 Beers of Christmas. Bumpy,
nice.
Hell no. Hell no.
Bumpy is anti-Clown Shoes.
Me and Bumpy not on the Clown Shoes train, man.
Okay. Now,
dude, you got to
talk to East Coast LQ about that, Michael. That's your guy.
That's fine. And Clown Shoes now is owned by Harpoon, which maybe is a bad thing. I don't know.
It wasn't a much better before.
It wasn't hardly
at one point
available before.
They had some fantastic barley wines that
way back when.
Screw up.
Now, the only reason that I bought this Clown Shoes 12 Beers of Christmas was because it's 12 different varieties. And when I can get these multi-packs, I don't even care. They could be.
I actually did think I saw that on the shelf.
And it doesn't matter. It was $21, which means it's $1.75 for a 12-ounce can, which doesn't sound great, but it's not bad. No. It's a good thing, and the reason I did like it, out of the 12, 4 of them are good according to them. And again, we don't know whether this dating is accurate or not until next year, until the year after, until 2024. So out of the 12, 8 of them are good until January 31st of 2023, and 4 are good a year later, higher ABV ones and whatever. But when you look at the ratings on Beer Advocate and Rate Beer and whatever, Clown Shoes is not a top-end beer anymore. It may have been at one time. Now it's it does get very good on Beer Advocate, but nothing in the 90s.
If
you're looking for like an examination partner, I might think about purchasing.
What would be awesome, because they do put out like the advent calendar type stuff with Clown Shoes. They have the mixed pack stuff. It would be awesome if their beers were still awesome.
I would say they're just slightly above average now, and the 2 I've had so far were nothing to write home about. Tanner does a lot of reviews of Clown Shoes. So I watched his reviews, and I'm pretty much in with him that, the beers are not great, but they're very good. John, if you see it, you should buy it, because it's in your wheelhouse for no other reason. You get 12 different styles in this.
Right. Okay. Are they more, because it's winter and getting close to Christmas and all that, are they all dark beer styles, or are there like all kinds of...
It's a whole bunch of different stuff. I'm drinking the IPAs first, figuring they're going to start declining faster.
Okay.
They make something called Space Cake, which is a hazy...
Actually, yeah, John, you brought that over.
I brought the 4-pack over that bought at the gas.
And it was old.
And it still was actually pretty good.
And I drank, and I had them, and you left them here, and they were actually still pretty good. Now, I've had Space Cake, like, this was before they moved to, okay, so I've had Space Cake from its origin, when it was in Massachusetts. It was in Sandwich, Massachusetts, or around there. They were brewing out of Ipswich. Okay, Space Cake, awesome. Tastes like a cupcake IPA, right? Like a cupcake IPA with pink frosting. It was really good.
Then they moved
down to Two Roads. Started brewing out of Two Roads. Absolute trash. And then they moved to Harpoon, and they still put out like But their Space Cake was actually pretty good. The one that John brought over, even though it was old, it's still okay.
Like, I like their mango Kolsch is good. Bumpy told me they ruined the Crunkle Sam.
Yeah.
The Zen Garden's a pretty good IPA. The Russian Imperial, the Undead Party Crasher is all right.
Let me read what's here, just in case Bumpy is aware of them. Reindeer Games, which is a Bavarian IPA. I had it last night, and it was just average.
I've never had that. Never had that.
One Man Holiday is their quad. They have an 8% Belgian quad. That's one of the ones.
I've not had that either.
That's one of the ones that's good for an extra year.
All right. Hey.
Royal Standard, which is a wee heavy. Space Cake, which is their double IPA, 9%.
The Royal Standard, I've had. They had one that was a Royal Standard, which was a wee heavy, mixed with a Scotch ale, or not a Scotch ale, a barley wine of some sort. They combined them together, and they made. I can't remember. I did a video on it, but that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Because this is Coconut Sombrero, which is a Mexican stout at 7%.
Oh, sign me up for that.
That might be interesting. Okay. We'll have to see.
Coconut stout.
A pale ale called Baked Goods, which I've had.
Not good.
Nothing to write home about at all.
Bumpy says no to baked goods. No baked goods for Bumpy.
Swagger, which is a red lager. Burnt Caramel, which is another one of the ones that's good for the extra year, which is a brown ale, 7%.
Haven't had it.
I just don't like the sound of that name.
Mexican Cerveza, Luca Cerveza, at 5.8. Mexican lager.
Yeah.
Aurora.
Why do you? It's Christmas time. Don't give me Mexican lager. Come on, man.
I guess they have to find beers to just throw in.
Yeah, they're just chucking shit.
12 different beers.
Unloading stuff. They just get rid of stuff. Aurora Orange Alice, which is an orange peel IPA. Bobby, this may be one you've seen. Blakehorn Yule Dragon Stout, a spiced imperial stout at 9%. There's another one that can be kept.
I have not seen or had that one. So,
okay. Well, what I've decided to do is I'm getting all the ones.
Is the undead stout in there?
No. Yep. The
Are
last
you kidding
one
me?
It's not. It's not in the
12. The undead stout's like one of their best imperial stouts.
You talking about the Undead Party Crasher?
Yes.
Yeah. It used to be called something before that. They changed it to that name. I can't remember.
Bumpy,
honestly, that's a good Russian Imperial Stout.
When you have these things, they never give you the best of what they have. They throw in what they want to get rid of. So they probably had a bunch of stuff. They decided to brew it.
A lot of those I haven't had. So you'll have to keep.
I'll let you know how they are.
You should post in our Hangouts each time you drank one of those.
Okay, I'll let you know.
What you think of each one.
If I find something good, maybe you can find it. Harpoon has to distribute.
Oh, we get tons of clown shoes. I just don't buy them anymore because I've been.
So if I find something good, maybe you'll.
Disappointed.
If I find something good, you can.
But if Michael Kornwald says it's good, then Bumpy's gonna go buy it if he can get it.
Right.
I'm sorry that Harpoon is associated with them. They were better when they would.
Harpoon makes some good stuff, though. I like Harpoon.
I'm not insulting Harpoon. I'm just saying, they talk about the fact their owner, they're employee operated employees.
Yeah, I like Harpoon a hell of a lot better than I like Two Roads.
Yeah, Harpoon and Sam Adams are one and alike. You know what I mean? You're gonna find it's very similar product. They're actually established in the same time frame. They're both out of Boston. Well, I mean, Sam Adams is actually out of Ohio. But anyways, they have some interesting things that they do. They have the potential of making some really crafty good beers, and they go for the general public. They don't go for nerds. They don't go for people that are like super like, oh, I'm gonna get this because it was like barrel aged and friggin' cognac barrels. And
I've had.
I'm not gonna pay $19 for a 4-pack of Harpoon. People.
Clown
general audience is the grocery store audience.
They sell those 19.2s at clown shoes, and they want their barrel aged stuff, and it's like $14 for a can. And I've been burnt so many times that I just can't find myself to pay that anymore.
Well, that's the thing is clown shoes came from a different, they were just
they used to be gypsies. They used to be gypsy brewers. They'd bounce around, and now they're now they're established at Harpoon. I'm pretty sure it's not going anywhere now. But it's hard, man. When you first start out and you got your gusto and like you're putting your all into it, and then you're like you move on to somewhere else using different equipment, efficiencies, and all that, and then eventually you just sell out and say, "Well, here it's yours now."
Well, Michael, that must have been pretty good. It's gone.
That was all of it.
This is it.
This ended up being like a Harpoon session.
Woo!
No, the only reason, Bumpy, I make the point about the Harpoon is Tanner seems like he bought the 12 Beers of Christmas last year and reviewed them all, and they're on YouTube. Yeah. So when I've been going over these, they're a year old, but he did it last year. And for the most part, the two I did so far was similar to what he thought. And you weren't going to go, hey, I have to go out and find this because it's so wonderful. It's more like, this is like other things I've tried. Nothing to write home about. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I gave in my scale, which I do a 7.
Stone has one out too. They have the 12 Days of Christmas.
And that's out now?
But yeah, you're going to grab that?
I'm actually going to get an advent calendar beer thing the whole month of December. They're available at Craft Beer Cellar.
I still have to send you a beer meal, Michael.
Who, Michael?
I would appreciate it.
Man,
I just sent another one.
That 1 year,
FLX,
2000.
I mean to send you
it was.
I will send you something back if you send something my way for sure.
Hey, other half items to get a lot of stuff.
What was it? 2020, man. I missed my opportunity to get it, man. I still kick myself in the ass today. I just didn't. It was like Bill's or Advent beer calendar, and then Bill's come first. But when Founders came out with that 24 beer pack they did the year after they sold out,
that would have been nice.
Kicking myself in the ass for that. It was like $190.
It wouldn't have been a lot of fun.
And it was like you couldn't order it online. You had to call Founders at 11 their time and get on the phone to get one. And I was like standing outside and just checking my phone.
Miscellaneous. Do you have Aldi stores near you?
We do. I bought beer from Aldi twice, and I was kind of like,
Okay, because they have their Advent thing now, which is $64 for 24 different ones, which Jay has shown on his thing. Now, the only point I would make is, again, it's similar to this clown shoe stuff. It's not going to be anything.
Total mixed bag.
It's a mixed pack but a lot of it is European, so it might have a chance of being different because it's European. It's not American stuff. It's stuff.
I bought beer from Aldi's twice, and I was super disappointed.
I wasn't disappointed with the beers that I tried from Aldi, but I didn't try a ton of them. And I went for more of like the single bottle, kind of like with Trader Joe's. You buy the Belgian stuff, the cork and cage, the specialty beers versus the average 6-packs that they have, the knockoff beers, as I call them, because they had a Corona knockoff.
I have to check that out next time I'm working down south. I forgot about Trader Joe's.
Yeah, Trader Joe's has better beer than Aldi or Lidl.
They're definitely better. And do you also have Lidl, Lidl? Do you have those?
Lidl.
Do you have Lidl? Do you have those miscellaneous? Have you seen those? Because they have their own stuff, and the beer level is higher.
Good. It's more comparable to Trader Joe's. Aldi is more. It's the lower end. Then you have Lidl.
Because they all contract brew through their own whoever they
Trader Joe's
brewers or whatever. They're like, this is what we want, and then
they're all actually brewed in the country of origin. They're not Belgian style or whatever. They're brewed and imported for the specialty line and only distributed at those stores. So you really can get some good stuff for cheap. Anyway, really quick, I want to go miscellaneous. You got some shout outs real quick? We're going over an hour. I want to wrap this up.
Shout outs. I was thinking about doing a Saturday show, but there's some killer fights on fight card this weekend. It's nuts. I might still try and pop something off at 8. Maybe we'll 8 o'clock. Let's do an open beer share. Anybody can join. Bring a product. 8 o'clock
on Saturday tomorrow.
On Saturday, which will be tomorrow. But after 10, I'll be predisposed.
Okay.
Big fight night, like I said. Other than that, go check out Beer Man, Beer and Cheese on Tuesdays. That'll be 8. Tuesday, open table. Bring anything you want. It's also Wednesday at 6 o'clock Eastern. Will be I Like Your Style. And, oh boy. Grandma's Boy. Yeah. Go Brain, go. Yeah. Grandma's Boy themed I Like Your Style for Wednesday.
Oh, nice. Classic.
Other than that, go check out Alex the Beer Master here at 8 for Food Friday.
Panera bread.
Panera, any kind of Panera product with your choice of beer. Be there and eat and drink and be merry. Cheers.
That's good. All right, Bumpy.
Yeah. I got videos coming out, my 50-point inspections. That sometimes includes like, collabs with other people. Like today, I put one out with Ridgeopolis. Get a nose on our beer reviews. It's really Ridgeopolis. If you're looking for them on YouTube, it's Ridgeopolis. Yeah, we did a beer collab. So that's up today. Not a lot of people checking that one out. Maybe it's because it's a longer video, but it's other half. We did another half beer.
So what did you do? Record it live, but then
I didn't
record live.
I recorded it on StreamYard.
On StreamYard, and then you put. Well, that's what
and then I
posted it later.
You do like
That's
a
why
live.
you were
It's
asking
like a premiere live type deal.
So,
Right.
So that's out. But yeah, I have a video coming out anyways, pre-recorded. Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. On Monday night, I do a live stream. It's called New Brews. Just bring a beer that you've never had before. Join up on panel. It's a 3-part show. We do the pour your beer, show your beer, whatever. Drink it, talk about it. Maybe then we do a little bit of a free-for-all where you can talk about pretty much anything, but you can still talk about your beer. If you come up with any flavor notes, also score your beer within that time. And then at the end of the show, the third part of the show is a question and answer panel. A question and answer for the panel. So if anybody has a question, they can throw it in the chat, or if anybody's in the panel that wants to put a question out, or I might just ask a question of the panel. Then the panel we just run down through. The panel just answers the question. We end the show. Bada bing, bada boom. And yeah,
Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing.
Anyways, other than that, yeah, my belly's growling. I'm gonna be eating dinner here shortly. It's probably part of the reason why I had baby Ezra with me was because the wife was getting dinner ready and everything, so she had to free up her hands.
Nice.
My grandchild.
We like seeing baby Ezra.
Not my baby. It's my grandchild.
Okay, that's cool.
But he's a good boy. You hear that a lot in the news, don't you? He was a good boy.
He was a good boy until he killed all those people. No.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
But yeah, no, great baby. Best I've ever been around. Very, very happy all the time. Just a happy baby. Yeah, other than that, I'd like to shout out FLX Beer Reviews. You got Dan and Mike. It's two friends that are doing beer reviews together, but they don't only do like a review of a beer. They just have a good time together. They bring up other topics. They get off track. They talk about stuff. They just make their videos exciting. Mike's a bit more on the goofier side, I would say. He's very not dim-witted, but quick-witted. And Dan on the other half of that, and the other half, I bring that up. He loves other half beers. They're from New York, by the way. But
5 blocks from my house.
Dan's very kind of like more. He's
They should hang out. They should meet up with.
They should definitely meet up with Mike Kormaroff. And also Joe from the Beer Patrol. I think should meet up with Mike Kormaroff.
They don't meet up with any of them.
That would be the best,
because they would probably want to drink all of your really good beer. And
John, I'm saving it for you. Don't worry.
Yeah. But Michael's in the New York area.
He's a block away, right, from other half.
I'm half a mile from other half.
Half a mile from other half.
From other half.
Why didn't you say something earlier?
Yeah. But those guys are in the Finger Lakes region. They're like
Where other half has a brewery there too.
Yeah, they do. They have also a brewery in Washington D.C. They
Philly, Philadelphia,
in Philadelphia. Yeah. So they have a few
Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo.
Which is exciting because maybe I'll be able to get some straight.
Michael knows.
Yeah, I get other half now. I get other half, so we can do.
John just did another half review, which I.
Well, that's true. I do get. I'm sorry. I got
other half.
I was thinking of Fidens. It'd be nice to get.
Fidens just started. They just started distributing.
Because we were talking about that, and you said they were going to start distributing.
Yeah, so mostly Fidens. You got to go to Fidens in Albany, New York, to buy their stuff, but they just started distributing.
I recommend trying them out, Michael.
So we might be able to find.
I've never had anything. I've never tried.
Yeah, we should all do like another half. We should all do like another half at some point. But anyways, that's kind of my shout outs. Anyways, FLX did receive a beer package, a beer mail from me today. So be on the lookout for that. They will probably do an unboxing video just to see all the goodies that I sent them.
And I'm sure it's all fresh and delightful.
That'll tomorrow, huh?
All right.
Well, the unboxings on Saturdays.
So,
Bumpy, do you want me to give you my address again, or you still have it?
It would never hurt to have it again.
I'm going to put it in the private chat again.
Okay.
Just in case, because anytime you send me something, I'll send you something back. I promise.
Yeah.
Right. So while Michael's doing that, I'll go ahead and let's see. I'll do my shout outs. I don't really have any shout outs other than normal beer reviews and the occasional live stream. I do Stout Sunday when I can, but for the most part, until I get back into a regular pattern, it's going to be Rontario, Louisiana Beer Reviews, so you can go check that out. Who else didn't we shout out? We did Beer and Cheese. We did Tanner was in the chat, East Coast LQ Reviews. Josh Abrams still does the live Last Beer. You can go check him out. We've got a great beer community. Drunken One, he doesn't post. Well, he's going to get back. He's supposed to be getting back into some home brewing very soon, and there's going to be some videos. So maybe go check that out in like a year.
Beer Buddies will be on right after that.
Beer Buddies will be on after that at never o'clock. No, I'm just kidding.
John, who's the fourth beer buddy going to be? Do you have one in the pipeline? Or
it's supposed to be Alex. Either Alex.
What about miscellaneous?
I want to do miscellaneous. I want to Beer Man. We could do. We'll do Beer Buddies right after this. I will do Beer Buddies. I don't care. The one night I have some time.
You could do Josh Abrams. There's a whole bunch of people that you could do.
I would like to do Beer Man, miscellaneous, Josh,
Tanner.
East Coast LQ.
You better do Alex first because he's going to.
But I definitely need to interview Alex because he was supposed to be my first one. But anyway, more of that coming at some point. The good thing about that show is you just kind of you do it when you can, and then you go to the playlist and you see each individual interview, and it's a timeless video. So it doesn't really matter when they're done. Anyway,
get done.
That's pretty much all I've got. Thanks to everybody in the chat. We had a great chat tonight. All the
Bumpy, I posted it. Do you see it?
I see it. Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm gonna copy and paste that in our Hangout so I don't lose it.
Yeah, I see it. I'm gonna write it down on a sticky.
And miscellaneous, if you send me something, I'll do the same.
No problem. Like I said, I'm gonna post it in mine and yours private Hangout. That way I can keep it on file.
On my privates.
Not your privates.
Right. King of the Dots asking, you have been a long-time viewer and subscriber, and I just wrenched you, bud. Nothing. I wasn't avoiding wrenching you. I just didn't. Never thought about it. All right. So now that everybody's got wrenches and we've all shouted each other out and we've rated all of these wonderful beers, we're going to go ahead and end this live stream. I want to thank my illustrious panel, Michael Kormaroff from Brooklyn. We got Miscellaneous down in Florida, Bumpy in New Hampshire. A great panel, great beers. Other than the Bumpy twist, that was not so good.
Not so good. But
everything else, awesome stuff. Can't go wrong with Bourbon County, folks. If you've never had it and you like stouts, you like barrel-aged stuff, then go out and buy any of the variants. You're not going to be disappointed. except maybe for the price of some of the variants. But get the original $12.99 to $14.99 for a bottle of awesomeness.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. So that'll do it for this live examination of Bourbon County and Bumpy Twist beers. Jack's Abbey. Thanks again to everybody for joining. We'll see you right here on the next one. And there's a lot of shows going on tonight, I guess. It's Friday. You got Fandango Friday. You've got Food Friday. So go check that out. And we'll see you right here on the next live stream. Until then, cheers, everybody.
Everybody take care.
Sure.